You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly pop and geek culture show covering movies, TV, games, and comics. Now your hosts, Cody Pinnick, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that dares let you know what four random yahoos from Ohio think about whatever the latest thing that Marvel's putting out is. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
I am not a random yahoo.
And I'm Samantha.
We have a great show for you this week. Bunch of news to go over. I think I say the exact same thing every week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, whatever.
Mix it up.
I mean, it's true.
Do a new thing on the spot right now.
Do a new thing on the spot right now. Check out all of our cool news we're going to tell you about. That was terrible.
Okay, just do the regular thing.
Okay, let's get into our check 'em outs.
Check it out!
I mean, I played all the way through Stray, the hot cat game everyone's talking about.
Oh, yeah, that game where you're just a cat.
Yes. And it is definitely a game where you are a cat in a dystopian
robot future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humans, they're dead, and you're trapped in a city. The opening is you running outside with your cat pals, and you slip and fall and get trapped inside of this sealed off city, and you gotta get out. You befriend a small robot that lets you be able to talk to people since you are just a cat. So most of your interactions with the world are via this robot that's also following you around.
Right. Yeah, I've heard some things about it. Like, it has so many different buttons and things that just do cat things that have no point other than just being a cat. Like, I saw someone get giddy over, like, scratching at a carpet. That does nothing. It does not have a gameplay purpose at all other than you're a cat and you're doing cat stuff.
Yeah.
Cat,
I mean,
cat simulator.
There's some walls where you scratch at it and there's a purpose to that with it's controlled the same way as the other. But there are also just places where you can nap and that doesn't really do anything except have some chill vibes happen. Yeah. Camera pans out, music gets cool, and the cat just takes a nap. I mean, you can rub on robots' legs like a cat would. It doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
There's cardboard boxes that initially you can just jump in, and I'm like, oh, that's just because that's what a cat would do. But it does end up being a gameplay mechanic later.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, right on.
I saw there's an achievement where you just keep hitting the meow button.
Yeah, there's a button on the controller that just makes the cat meow. Which, I mean, it does have gameplay effects, but not a whole lot. Like, the number of times you use that is probably a handful at most.
Mm-hmm.
It is secretly a point-and-click adventure game without being a point-and-click adventure game. Like, it's inventory. Go find inventory items and use them on the right people in the right places.
Gotcha. I kind of got that vibe a little bit, but okay, right on.
It's also kind of a platformer, but not really, because you don't have free control of your jumps. You just kind of see a jump prompt appear on a ledge, so you know, oh, I can jump to this ledge now. There's no, you're not going to fall off.
Right.
So it's not like...
Well, no, you're not going to fall. You're a cat.
Yeah, you're a cat. And if you did, you'd land on your feet.
Right.
But it's not like a Mario-style platforming challenge. It's more like just platforming puzzles. Like, I'm in this position. Let me look around and see if there's any ledges I can jump to.
Gotcha.
The story is... I don't want to spoil it at all because it's actually pretty good. The little robot has a surprising backstory. And the end is a little sad.
Oh, really?
Oh.
But it takes 4.5 to 5 hours to get through, so it's not a big, huge time commitment, and it's an enjoyable time.
So you're saying 4 to 5 hours, I could play it and not be able to get the refund from Steam?
Yeah. It's long enough to not get the Steam refund.
Yeah. Not to derail, but I saw something on Steam the other day that was refund this if you dare, and it's a very poorly made
it's a horror game.
It's a horror game, but it's really you just run through a maze.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, try to figure this out in less than 2 hours because then you can refund the price of it. And it says that in the description.
Yeah. Like
we dare you.
There's an in-game timer that lets you know how much time you have left before you can no longer refund the game.
That's weird.
It's good commentary on that refund system because
Yeah.
I've never much cared for
I've
it.
never cared for it either.
It really penalizes.
We should probably say
anybody.
what the refund deal is with it.
Any game on Steam that you buy, you can return as long as you've played it for less than 2 hours.
2 hours.
And within like 15 days or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say I've never used it before.
Yeah.
Because I have, but not maliciously so.
Well, they've really started cracking down on it to the point where a lot of developers are purposely putting like time wasty whatever in their game just so you can't refund it.
I feel like they probably changed the system probably because of Cyberpunk 2077.
Well, yeah.
No, they have. It still works the way it does, and it really like hurts people making short games.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to buy a game or sell a game that's only a couple hours long.
Yeah, if it's a couple of really good hours, why not? But
if you're clear up front that it's not a very long game, and you price it accordingly,
right,
you should be able to do that.
I think it's it's like the game is $30 or more, you have the 2 hours of gameplay to something like that. There was there was something about a monetary thing as well.
Because I bought those decrepit old D&D games.
Oh yeah.
And like played it for 2 minutes, and then I was like, you know what? I don't want this. and I refunded it, and I got my $15 back or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But overall, they need to revamp that in some way.
They do. They really do.
Like there should be like a scale. Like if it's this
a sliding scale kind of thing.
Yeah.
But good. I'm glad Stray is good.
The internet's been talking about it an awful lot.
It's worth at least picking up the PlayStation Plus long enough to play it, and then dump it afterwards if you have to.
Yeah, I upgraded my PlayStation for like $20 till the end of November, which is nice because there's a lot of games on there I want to play.
Yeah, there's actually, I was surprised how much good stuff was on there. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, there's like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah, I downloaded that one.
All kinds of stuff. And then, of course, there's all the stuff that used to be on PlayStation Now.
Yeah. I downloaded some Harvest Moon game, but then just ended up playing Stardew Valley again instead.
Because it's the superior game.
Yeah. We watched the Bob's Burgers movie the other
Yay!
day.
Hey, all right.
The Robert Sandwich film. It was really good.
I told you.
Everything you said was right. It's very good. It was extremely well animated, like shockingly so.
Like that carny dancing scene.
Oh God, that should be like some Oscar-worthy stuff. Like that's some real good animation.
Like seriously, like the way everybody moves so fluidly in that movie, I thought James Baxter like animated the whole movie.
Like the choreography is impressive for an animated movie. It's not something you see like
not often,
and it's not like over the top Disney stuff where there's fountains blowing up and everybody like it's not Be Our Guest,
right?
Like it's just some people dancing around,
like wiggling around and flailing their arms and stuff.
And they're drawn with so much more depth than they usually are drawn. It made me realize just how Muppety the Belchers are.
Yeah,
like their little flappy mouths are like.
I mean, they do look like Muppet.
Yeah.
Every Bob's Burgers character looks like that whole style is like they look like Muppets. Like especially in the faces with the big eyes and the way their mouths move.
I felt so bad for Bob during like the whole like first half of the movie.
Oh,
so upset.
I know. He was like, I think he made some comment about having like a stress-induced bowel movement or something. And I was like, I know those. I know that feel.
Yeah, the first like motivating factor of the movie is that they have been doing very badly at the restaurant, and all of their kitchen equipment is on loan from the bank, and they're going to the bank to ask for an extension on their loan.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Because Bob's Burgers is constantly in a state of possibly getting closed down.
Yeah.
As per the show.
This time it felt more real than usual, though.
Yeah.
They definitely made it feel like they are in serious trouble.
Yeah.
I was not expecting a murder mystery to be what the movie was, but it definitely is one of those.
I mean, like I said when I talked about it the last time, was like, hey, this new character you've never seen pop up before.
Yeah.
It's gonna be that one.
Yeah, that was unfortunate that it was so obviously
That
guy. He was a funny character, though. David Wayne, I just gave away who it was, but it doesn't really matter. It's a good movie regardless. David Wayne does a good job voicing Grover Fishoder.
It's a great name.
I mean, they all got weird names.
Yeah, all the Fishoder stuff in the movie was actually very funny. Like their secret underground
Clubhouse underneath the
a roller coaster.
yeah. Wonder Wharf. I always forget the name of the stupid amusement park that's on the pier.
Yeah, it's great though. It should have did so much better than it did in theaters because it's a high quality 2D animated film, which is not something we see much of anymore.
That's true.
Especially on a movie that's based on a syndicated TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a list of movies that aren't that good, like Simpsons.
I
The Simpsons movie was okay.
It's okay, but it's not like, I don't know, it didn't have the heart like the series had, in my opinion.
I felt like if you consider the quality level of the television show when that movie came out,
Well, true.
It was-
definitely somehow got some of that magic back for the movie.
Yes.
That's
yes.
true. That's true.
It could have been a 5th season or 6th season or 7th season episode easy.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say.
Anyway, Bob's Burgers movie is enjoyable. I really liked it. I can't wait to hear BJ's
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him on the show
his opinion on
or have
it.
him call in.
Yeah, have him call in and talk about
I
it.
kept getting the first song from the movie. It would keep popping back into my head ever since I saw it, too. The Sunny Side of Summer song.
Yeah, that's a good one. Also, like, Louise's whole journey.
She gets afraid of being called a baby, and it kind of starts feeling embarrassed about her ears, which, of course, for the movie, they had to tackle the ears in some way.
Yeah.
But they did it. They did a good job.
Yeah, and, like, so the origin of it is really, like,
Oh yeah,
it's really, like, heartfelt and stuff. And I was like,
I was surprised they dipped that far into like the backstory of the Belchers because we don't know a lot of their past,
Sure.
and you get just a little smidge, and it's good.
yeah, I think the most we ever really get is, like, when they go to visit Big Bob at his restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, for, like, a Christmas episode.
And you kind of learn that like Bob didn't have a very good childhood.
Because his dad's kind of a controlling jerk.
Yeah,
I love Bob's Burgers. It's probably one of my favorite, like, feel good animated adult show. Well,
Yeah.
and I can't even really call it an adult show, but more mature animated show.
I mean it's about like the Simpsons.
About the Simpsons.
Yeah, yeah,
level.
yeah, yeah. So I've been playing a lot of Multiversus today.
Oh yeah, me too. I've liked it a lot more than I even thought I would.
Yeah, Multiversus being the Warner Brothers owned free to play Smash clone that is coming. That is currently in open beta, which is more like a soft launch for the game.
Oh yeah.
For the most part, it is.
I mean,
yeah.
some features are turned off, but most features are available.
Yeah, you can spend money, so
Yeah.
It's ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much ready to go. I mean, it has full-fledged voice acting, including announcer voices you can purchase.
But not LeBron James. That's not his voice.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a sound alike they hired.
yeah, which is fine. I mean,
Probably ended up better.
I mean,
Probably.
I mean, I'm never gonna play LeBron's character in it anyway. so.
I've
Never
played,
say never.
I've played against several LeBrons. The
I've
past
played
couple
once.
days.
Once.
It's very weird that a real life man is a playable character in
Yeah.
this cartoon
Which
fighting
I
game.
love how bonkers that is.
Yes.
Like if they're gonna put LeBron in this, put it in whatever they want. Like
Yeah. I guess the caveat is that it's specifically Space Jam 2 LeBron James.
But
Yeah.
It's a
Which
character
is-
of his own person.
Yeah. I wonder if someone made the phone call to Michael Jordan to say, I know you're going to say no, but we're going to put this on the table. LeBron is doing it.
yeah.
Would you want to have your likeness in this game? And of course, Michael Jordan would say,
How much we talking?
yes.
I mean,
Well, I was going to say something else, but then stopped myself because this is radio and I can't quote this specific quote from Michael Jordan.
he took that personally. But no, I feel like
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop. Get some help.
I feel like Michael Jordan would be a decent like skin swap for the LeBron character.
Probably.
Their alternate costumes have alternate voice acting too.
Really?
Like Jake from Adventure Time. There is an alternate skin for Cake.
Oh, Cake with Cake's voice actress.
The cat,
yes.
yeah.
And
Yes.
Shaggy has his
Uncle Shagsworth.
Uncle Shagsworth, who has like this posh accent.
Oh,
the
nice.
Whole time.
That's great.
I was surprised that it had a different voice. I totally didn't expect it.
How is the Iron Giant in it? Is he still broken?
I've played against him, but I haven't been able to actually. I haven't unlocked him yet.
I haven't even seen him. I don't know how that happened.
Like I said, I fought him once, and I wiped the floor. He does have this really stress-inducing move where he just picks you up and walks toward the edge, or he's just gonna drop you off.
It's like that grab that Superman has.
Oh yeah.
It's way more technical than Smash Brothers. Like there's some of the moves have cooldowns.
There's if you combo too many times, you get a damage. You get diminishing returns on your damage.
Yeah, if you use the same move too much.
That's a fighting game thing. That's
which I agree,
real fighting game.
I agree with that for the special moves, but I really wish the standard moves didn't decay.
That's an easy way to combat accidental infinites. That's how that works.
Okay.
Yeah. So an infinite is if you program the character and you get a string of combos that your opponent in certain situations can't break out of, and it basically
nukes you.
Yeah. So a lot of fighting games will put that in where diminishing returns of that. Either that or they'll have an internal hit counter where once you hit a certain number, you'll automatically drop the combo. That's sometimes not fair.
Yeah.
There's a dodge button that Smash doesn't do that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, instead of just blocking, you can actually actively dodge.
Yeah, and after you do a successful dodge, you get like a small boost.
Oh,
right
interesting.
afterward.
Yeah, it'll like a little prompt will pop above your head. It'll say like dodged.
And you'll just get like a split second of like increased attack or something.
Plus, you can also equip perks on your characters.
That tweak them in little ways.
Yeah, that add like I have one because I've been playing Finn a lot. I've played around a little bit with Garnet and Superman.
Yeah, I really liked Garnet at first, and then I looked at the tier list, and apparently she's not good. So
I mean,
who cares about tier lists though?
No, it's about fun for me anyway. Like I don't like playing as Superman, but he does have some decent. Like he's technically he's a tank style character, but he does have some interesting debuff things that he can do. That help your team, because a lot of like the recommended plays is like team based.
Oh, I don't do that. I don't like the team base because I don't want to have to like
Carry somebody
or like just royally screw up on somebody either.
Yeah,
I've been 1v1ing it.
I've been team playing a lot. I even tried to do free for all, and it automatically threw me into a team match. So I'm like, okay, whatever. It's kind of interesting when you're doing like team, it puts like a colored aura around your character, so it's a little more easily differential on the screen.
Sure.
Because there was a match today that I had. It was awful. It was 3 Finns and a Wonder Woman. It was me, another Finn, and then the other team had a Finn and Wonder Woman. I'm like, it was swords flying everywhere.
I wish Wonder Woman was more versatile. She has too many of the same kind of moves.
Yeah, I mean, she's got her shield block and her lasso. Batman's is a stupid grappling hook.
I haven't played or seen a Batman yet. So.
Oh man, he like I'll try to like be building up like air combos and stuff, and he'll just yank me down like some tool. And I'm like, okay. He also has a debuff thing where he can weaken you. Like if he slaps you with the Batarang, it'll put a debuff on you.
Interesting.
It feels so much floatier than Smash, though. Smash has so much more weight to the character.
Yeah,
Sure.
They definitely give you a lot more time to recover, like either in air or falling.
You have so many options in the air too. You can do a dodge, you can do a special to get higher, and you have like
You can come down harder with a down attack.
Yeah.
But you can grab a wall and slide down at the speed of molasses in winter.
yeah, you can Mega Man X up the
Oh,
wall.
nice.
There's one map where it's a spooky mansion from Scooby-Doo, and sometimes like you'll start off inside the mansion, but then if you bounce somebody off the walls enough or you attack the wall enough, they'll break apart.
It's Luigi's Mansion from Smash.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
pretty much.
Almost exactly.
Yeah, but also the floors will drop down, and there'll be like these big pits that you
Yeah.
can scale the walls up into.
Most of the levels are very boring.
Oh, yeah.
Though they're not great.
Yeah,
but that's not the focus. The focus is, hey, here's all these Warner Brothers characters.
I wish there was items like Smash Brothers, but there's not really.
there are sort of.
There's some, but they're all like weightless and
Yeah,
lame.
like
And they only show up when you're playing free for all, I think.
no.
No.
Well, no, I guess that's true. I mean, I was doing a team match, and even though I selected free for all, and this weird balloon did pop up in my screen or on my stage. But then, like, some of the other characters have items they can kind of throw that can get picked up.
Shaggy's sandwich rules if you charge it up.
Oh yeah, Shaggy's
get-
sandwich is stupid.
It gets huge.
What does that do?
He throws a sandwich.
you can either hit
it's
people.
a-
It's a projectile.
It's a
Yeah.
projectile. Okay.
Yeah,
Which I kind of figured, but also, why would Shaggy throw a sandwich
That's exactly
when
what I was
he
going to
would
say. It's not in character.
actually eat the sandwich?
That man would not waste a sandwich in that way.
Never.
But also sometimes the dialogue between characters during matches is kind of interesting.
I love that. I wish Smash Brothers had that.
Mm.
The characters will recognize who they're fighting.
Like
and have
character specific.
Yeah, have character specific dialogue.
Like there was one match I was playing. I had a Taz on my team, and the other team had a Shaggy, and he like was calling out like stupid sandwich and things like that. And
There's one, going back to LeBron, I think it's Jake from Adventure Time. Someone ripped the audio from the game for the LeBron, and his dialogue towards Jake is surprisingly more harsh than any other character in the game.
Weird.
It's something like that. Yeah.
but Jake's like the biggest cinnamon roll in the game.
I was playing as Harley Quinn fighting a Shaggy, and Shaggy was saying stuff about being afraid of the scary clown lady. Which Harley has been my go-to.
Oh, sure.
That was the first one I unlocked, and she's got a pretty decent moveset.
Mm-hmm.
I almost have enough gold to unlock Iron Giant, and I think that's the one I'm going to aim for next.
Yeah.
Also, Iron Giant has like 3 skins.
That's weird.
Like his default skin is him with the big S on
I
his
was going to
chest.
ask which one has the S.
That's his default. And then the classic look is an unlockable one. And right now there's for an event for summer where it's Summer Iron Giant, and he has like a giant floaty and a sun hat and sunglasses on.
Harley has the animated series suit.
Oh,
and
nice.
It looks
the classic.
really good, and I wish it didn't cost real cash money to unlock.
That is maybe the one thing that has kept me from, well, the other than not having the time to sit down and play the game, the whole idea of monetization of everything. I understand that's how games are
It's
now.
actually not bad.
It's not
though.
bad.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not terrible.
Everything you have to spend real money on is a cosmetic thing. There's nothing you can unlock any of the characters just by playing the game a lot.
Okay,
or
that's not bad.
you can unlock them faster by buying the stupid cash
season
gems.
pass. Or,
Yeah,
Well, the season pass has other different stuff.
yeah. There's of course the battle pass,
Battle
yeah,
pass.
there's the battle pass.
Yes.
Yeah.
which it's $5. I
Yeah.
think, which that's nothing.
That's not bad.
I had $5 in my Microsoft account somehow. I have no idea where it came from, so I'm like, well, there we go. Now I got
that's
the
how
battle pass.
that's how you unlock like Uncle Shagsworth. And,
Yeah.
There's a really neat avatar icon of the space kook
Yeah, that's
Oh,
from Scooby Doo.
That's the one I'm using.
yeah, I need to find some time to sit down and try it out and give it a fair shake. As
It's
of right
also
now, I just don't.
cross-platform.
Yes. I have played it on both PC and on my Xbox, and it's good either place.
Well, when it eventually comes to Switch, if it ever
I don't
comes to
think
Switch, it probably will never come to Switch. But if it ever does,
just play it on your computer. It's on Steam.
Anymore, I have a hard time sitting down at my computer for recreation.
It's all work.
It's seriously, I when I sit down up here, my brain goes into, well, it is work time. Now is time to do the business.
See, I sit in front of a computer all day at work, and I guess I have two separate computers, and that probably helps that.
That
puts
probably
a wall,
does.
like a mental wall between. This is fun computer, and this is sad work computer.
See, that's just it. When I go to work, I have my four monitors that I have to stare at for 12 hours, and then I come home, and the last thing I want to do
is stare at your 3 monitors
stare
up here.
at 3 monitors for multiple hours.
This is fun computer. This is computer people yell at me through.
But no, I've been really liking Multiversus.
Oh, good. Hey, we actually have to go ahead and take a break here. When we come back, we'll get into some news.
Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Dunham, the host of Long Play. Long Play might be, as far as anyone can tell, a hit from coast to coast. Apparently, Long Play may also be an international sensation. I've contacted WZMO's sister station in Paris to check the pulse of the City of Lights. Bonjour! Avec Long Play?
Tu vas te tuer, espèce d'idiot. C'est incroyable.
My French is a little rusty, but I think she said we're a hit.
Imbécile.
I invite you to tune into Long Play Fridays at 11 p.m. and Saturdays at 3 p.m. Juste ici on WZMO.
Hey everybody, we're back from that break. It's time to get into some real meaty news topics.
The meatiest news.
I like my news medium rare.
You know what? I used to be a medium well guy, but now I'm a medium to medium rare news.
Yeah, actually, just solid medium is how I usually order my news.
Okay. I've gotten into the medium rare. Yeah. Hey Josh, how do you like your news? Plant-based?
Made out of chickpeas.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about some of this stuff. So, last week we did a lot of San Diego Comic-Con stuff. There was even more that was announced.
It was a busy weekend.
It was a busy weekend, so we're going to rattle through as much of this as we possibly can, although we're probably going to get hung up on one or two things and miss 90% of it. But whatever, we're going to try. We're going to try. So let's do all this Marvel stuff first.
Because there's so much.
Bunch of trailers, bunch of news, bunch of all sorts of stuff.
They announced everything out to like 2025.
2025, yeah.
We're getting into like, what, Phase 5, Phase 6, or whatever?
We're in Phase 5 currently. Phase 6 right now has 3 announced movies out of an entire phase.
And series and stuff and whatever.
Yeah, so the first thing, She-Hulk Attorney at Law had another trailer. It's probably the last major trailer before the show comes out, because it comes out August 17th, I think.
It's very soon. It's very soon.
And it looks so much better than that first trailer. It was very clear the CG was not completed.
Yep.
I mean, she still looks kind of like a cartoon a little bit, but it looks so much better, and the comedy seems to hit that like much better. The timing's better. It's good.
It looks good. I'm excited.
I am too. Yeah.
And also in classic current Marvel fashion, Wong, Sorcerer Supreme, shows up.
Wong shows up.
Can't go wrong with my boy Wong.
That's right. I was surprised to see the Wrecking Crew.
Were they there?
That the 4 thugs with the magical, possibly Asgardian or Shatari weapons that they were holding on to. One of them definitely had a ball and chain, and one of them definitely had a wrench, and one of them had a hard hat on. They were the Wrecking Crew.
Huh.
Yeah, the Wrecking Crew in Marvel Comics was a throwaway gang of mystically powered. They were vaguely Thor powered. It was like a guy working at a construction site left his crowbar a little too close to Dr. Donald Blake when he transformed into Thor, and some of Thor's magic lightning got into that crowbar, and when he dropped it on the ground while working, he turned into a big muscle man and decided, hey, you know what I can do? Cause crimes.
2 crimes.
Yeah. The actual truth behind it is Stan Lee needed a villain team to go up against Thor in an issue, and looked out his window and saw construction and said, hey, that's it. Construction.
I mean, that's kind of how they did like Thor's, like this, the origin of Thor anyway, because they talked about, they did mutants, they did the Fantastic Four, they did all these things, and they're like, and somebody made a joke at the table about like super god or something.
Super god, yes.
And they're like, oh, that's weird. And then like Stan went home and then like called up Jack, is like, wait a minute, what about a god? And then that's how that all started.
Oh, sure. All of Stan Lee's best ideas come from him looking around his office in a panic going, oh God, what do I need to write about next?
Well, She-Hulk was just, we're afraid we're going to lose the rights to this concept of a character because they might make a TV show where there's a girl Hulk because Bionic Woman just came out.
Between the Bionic Woman and the Bill Bixby Hulk show.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're getting sidetracked here.
That's fine. Also, there was supposed to be a She-Hulk in a movie, in a Bill Bixby movie. Before he died, there was going to be a 4th movie, and what's her name? She was married. She dated Sylvester Stallone. She was in Rocky 4. She did that reality show where she dated Flavor Flav.
Bridget Nielsen.
Bridget Nielsen was
yeah.
supposed to be. There are promotional shots of her as She-Hulk, but instead of green skin, she had green hair.
Yeah,
because it was easier.
Lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Well, she was a bodybuilder at the time.
Yeah, she would have made a good She-Hulk.
Yeah, she was the,
You
she
wouldn't have been able to understand a word she said, but she would have made a great She-Hulk.
Yeah, I mean,
wasn't she in a Red Sonja movie
She
too?
was Red Sonja.
Yep, she was
Yeah.
Red Sonja with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm. As not Conan.
As
legally distinct Conan.
Wish.com Conan.
Cronan. The Barbarian man.
He's Cronut, the Barbarian.
Cronut. The delicious Barbarian.
He's flaky.
He's Conan with an umlaut.
Yes. Crunan.
Conan. He's Conan.
The boy detective.
The boy detective.
Conan O'Brien.
Brian the Barbarian.
So
we're
many.
getting way,
Yeah, we
this
got to
is
keep
bad.
going.
We're doing
We're in
crime.
topic. We're in topic 1, you guys.
And we're already doing joke crime.
We are on the edge of our seat riffing.
And now we're sidetracked talking about how sidetracked we are. Let's keep moving. Wakanda Forever, the next Black Panther movie, had a trailer.
Take a box of tissues with you.
Yeah.
Unlike the She-Hulk, which seems like it's going
Fun
to be
and lighthearted.
a fun, lighthearted romp. Wakanda Forever is going to be 2.5 hours of everyone being sad Chadwick Boseman died.
Which it's the only way they can really do it. Like,
Yeah, no.
I don't blame them for going that direction.
Because they straight up said they weren't going to recast.
Although there have been people in Boseman's family who have said he would not have wanted this character to die with him. He would have wanted someone to carry it on because it's not about... He would not have been as egotistical as to think that no one else could play.
I'm the only one that can be Black Panther.
He would have seen that kids need that kind of character.
That
representation beyond him.
Yeah.
And that's a little weird, but you know what? They're taking it in a direction, and I'm happy to see it. Also, although I am a little weirded out that Disney Marvel decided to use Chadwick Boseman's Twitter account to tweet out the trailer for this new movie.
Yeah,
that feels weird.
That is the stuff I absolutely hate. Like I said off camera about the whole Stan Lee thing. Promoting movies and TV shows and stuff, even though you said he never ran his own thing.
That's the difference.
But
Boseman
also
ran his.
Yeah, but regardless, it's using a person who has passed to promote your media
as a marketing vehicle. Yeah,
I don't like it. I hate it.
Well, beyond that, I mean, it kind of lends to a bigger issue I have with social media in general and what happens when you pass. At least as awful as Facebook is, they'll lock your account if if you've passed.
Your account can also be transformed by your family into a memorial. And there's like a button or a switch in there.
There's a setting that says who gets your info when you die.
Yeah.
In your Facebook settings if you dig deep enough.
And that is something that a lot of other social medias have not tackled with the kid glove that it needs.
Yeah.
And yes, and then you end up with things like this, like Twitter, where whoever uses it, whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
But
it's weird. It's
Wakanda Forever will be very good.
It'll be very good. Namor,
yes.
the Submariner. They're taking him in a more like Mesoamerican Mayan kind of bent.
That's interesting.
It's interesting. Yeah, they're doing kind of a parallel to the Wakanda and Black Panther's.
It's going to be it's going to be an ethnic hero.
And the best part is they kept those stupid ankle wings.
Now they just need to put the wings back on Captain America's head.
Dumb hat? Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the only time we had it was when in his cheesy World War II USO costume with the folded boots and the scale mail.
Well, I'm glad they used it, though. That was somewhere.
Though briefly.
Briefly, yeah. There was a teaser picture for Quantumania, the next Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for this one.
I am too.
I mean, I've liked the Ant-Man movies. Don't get me wrong. Yellow Jacket was as bland as a villain you can get. He's terrible. He was like Obadiah Stane in Iron Man 1.
It was early enough in the Marvel movies that that gets a pass, and also those movies aren't about the villains as much as they're about Paul Rudd being Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
This art that they released does have his daughter, Cassie Lang. We're assuming there is someone in a purple suit of size changing thing, and her shoes look like they're Converse. And if I know anything about Marvel, they use Chuck Taylor Converse as a way to denote children. Look at Miss Marvel and America
girl.
Chavez, and there was someone else that like specifically wore Chucks, and it's like, this is how Marvel says you're a kid.
That's how you know you're a quirky teen girl.
That's it.
You went shopping at Journeys or Journeys Kids.
Yeah. Although I can't say too much. I do wear Chucks and Vans
I did
like
own a copy of Joker Chucks.
Ah, yes.
You got Wonder Woman ones.
Yeah.
But it looks...
that you're afraid to wear because you don't want to mess them up.
That's kind of why I stopped wearing the Joker ones, and then I eventually got rid of them because they got full of spiders.
Oh, fun!
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what the Joker would have wanted.
That's true. That's true. Other Marvel stuff. They announced a whole bunch of movies.
Oh, yeah.
Guardians 3's coming up.
Yeah, Guardians 3 is coming.
It's going to be the last one with the
current team,
which they've done their thing.
Stuff. That's fine.
I mean, I imagine if they go like the comic route, I mean, Rocket will still be there, and Rocket will be like the new leader.
The focus of this one is going to be Rocket, because the main villain is the High Evolutionary.
Yeah.
Which is a deep cut Marvel character.
And I read somewhere that there was, during the Marvel press panel at San Diego Comic-Con, there was an image of Baby Rocket.
There's a Baby Rocket.
So,
you gotta get
that baby out of there.
Sell those toys.
Yep.
You're going to have, you got Baby Groot, you got Baby Yoda.
Baby Rocket.
Baby Rocket.
Do you think they'll bring in Rocket's like otter girlfriend and his walrus best friend?
Best friend, Cuckoo Cuckoo?
Yeah, I hope so. Give me all the stupid CG talking animals.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Absolutely. There were some other stuff. Blade is coming up. They didn't really have too much about that.
Yeah, they just said this is like the projected date or something.
Fantastic Four is happening. It's the start of Phase 6.
Yep.
Which is in a couple years, I think.
They don't have it casted. We don't know who anybody is. But they really should just cast the entire gang of Always Sunny.
That should be it. Yeah, that should be it.
Wait. Who would be Reed Richards out of the gang of Always Sunny?
Dennis.
Shut up, guys. All right, I concede.
Charlie would be the Human Torch. Mac would be the Thing.
No, I think Danny DeVito would be.
Yeah, I think Frank would be the Thing.
I'm the Rock Man.
I just come out of the rocks and I start eating rocks.
Oh, whoops.
No, he's Herbie.
Oh, yeah.
He's the voice of Herbie.
My rum ham.
All right. So, other stuff. There's going to be 2 Avengers movies in 2025.
Which I'm assuming it'll be like an Infinity War.
It's a part 1, part 2
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
The Kang Dynasty, who they've set up a little bit in Loki.
Yeah.
Kang the Conqueror shows up.
He who waits or whatever
Something. But a different version of Kang is going to be the villain in Quantumania, and that's where they're starting to set up all this stuff.
And then
Finally.
and then
Yeah.
the other Avengers movie is called
Secret
Wars?
Invasion.
Or
Secret Invasion, yeah.
Is it Secret Wars or Secret Invasion?
Secret Wars is the show.
Oh, okay.
No, we're backwards. Secret Invasion is
the
the
show.
show.
Okay,
Secret
yeah.
War
Wars is the movie.
these names.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
This
the
is
thing.
going to be a problem if we're getting it wrong.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though, because they're completely different events. Because Secret War, like back in the day, is how they introduced like the black Spidey suit and stuff like that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh no. That's how they're. I don't want the Beyond. No, not. Is it the Beyonder?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want the Beyonder. He's a dink.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how they introduced the black Spidey suit and Beyonder and all that stuff. And then they
that's
did,
terrible.
and then like in 2016 or 2017, they did Secret War 2
Electric Boogaloo.
and Civil War 2
Sure.
because that's when they did the Battle World crap.
Oh, Battle World. Okay. We got to keep moving.
I know,
We
I
got to
know.
keep moving. There's too much stuff. There's no time. Speaking of Aquaman, did you know that Batman is going to be an Aquaman?
We didn't either until it got leaked.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently Ben Affleck is going to be in Aquaman 2, reprising his role as Batman, because why not?
I mean,
Which is funny because also Warner Brothers said that the Snyderverse no longer counts. They're not doing anything more with it.
Yeah, whatever.
but he wasn't a bad Batman. He
No,
was
he
just in a
wasn't.
bad movie.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
he
He
was
was
Batman.
fine. He was fine. For all the problems I had with Batman v Superman and Justice League, Affleck was all right.
Oh yeah, it's like people always like want to like dog on him. Like he was a good Batman.
Yeah,
he didn't do a lot of Batman things per
He
se.
is a decent enough actor that he can kind of get a slide for stuff. Speaking of Justice League, do we want to talk about the restore the Snyder cut?
Yeah, because
Shenanigans?
that's why Warner Brothers made this statement.
Yes. So Warner Brothers has been looking. So they lost a bunch of money on redoing Justice League as the Snyder cut.
Mm-hmm.
They have lost upwards of like $100 million or something like
I mean,
that in
it's
total.
it's not quite a re-release Mobius, but
Oh, it's not Morbin time for this, but it's close.
Oh, yes.
It's close. They did not lose a more $1 billion. They only lost about $100 million.
100 more million.
Anyway, Warner Brothers started looking into the origins of the hashtag Restore the Snyder Cut
Or release the Snyderverse or whatever.
it is, and that sounded really dismissive. It didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
I'm not dismissive to you. I'm dismissive to Justice League and Zack
No,
Snyder.
I wasn't. I didn't
All right,
think
just
you were
want to make sure that's
dismissing me.
clear. So they were looking into it and found that the majority of Twitter accounts and Facebook social media accounts that spearheaded the Snyder Cut movement were...
It wasn't the majority, but it was a lot of them.
It was the majority of the people that started it.
Oh.
Eventually, folks gravitated onto it, but they found upwards of about 17% of all social media accounts that tweeted initially about the Snyder Cut were bot accounts, were artificial people created solely to make this movement.
To push the agenda.
And a lot of them were owned by the advertising company that Zack Snyder exclusively employs. So he did it to himself. And he lost Warner Brothers about $100 million more bucks.
Well, they had to have known that money was all in black and white. Because he saturates all the color out of his movies.
Oh, isn't the Snyder Cut in black and white in some scenes?
I think there's a version.
There
of
is
it
a version that is
entirely.
Also, in
Full-on.
the end game or in the end movie fight, Superman is wearing the black and silver
costume
suit like his Kryptonian resurrection suit.
Yes.
Whatever.
Terrible.
Anyway, though I will say Steppenwolf did look better in the Snyder cut.
It's because they had the hindsight of looking at what people were saying about the original design and going, let's fix it now. That was not an original idea that Warner Brothers changed to make into the initial design. It was a hindsight thing. And you can't
and it does have Darkseid
convince me otherwise.
Anyway,
more stuff. Let's talk about more things.
Shazam 2.
Shazam 2 has a trailer and it looks fun.
Yep.
You need to watch the first one.
Yeah, it's good. I've seen that movie.
It's fun. It's not perfect. It's not great, but it's a lot of fun.
I feel like other than the first Wonder Woman, I feel like that was like the uptick in the quality of the DC superhero movies.
In the pantheon of DC movies, it's probably the second best one.
Sure. I'll agree with that.
Best one being the first Wonder Woman.
And it's fun because it's relatively lighthearted and wasn't afraid to make fun of itself.
I mean, I really liked The Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
that was pretty good too.
That was very good. Yeah. And it led to the Peacemaker show, which is the best.
Kind of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had Starro, the Conqueror.
It did.
It did.
That's like the weirdest comic book pull you could make. Let's see here. There was another Black Adam trailer thing.
Sure, okay, whatever.
I like The Rock. I like Dwayne Johnson. I do not care about this Black Adam movie. I really don't.
Black Adam is not a hero.
No, he's not.
I couldn't be less interested in this movie.
I will see it because it's coming out. Is it in October when that movie's coming out?
Yeah, something like that.
Which it'll probably be part of my Rocktoberfest where I watch a bunch of Dwayne The Rock Johnson movies. I did it 2 years ago, and I'm probably going to do it again this year.
It's a good tradition.
It's
a good tradition.
It's been long enough that you could do it again.
You watch a bunch of Fast and the Furious movies. You watch Rampage.
I forgot about that.
Everyone forgot about Rampage.
You can watch Jumanji. You can watch both Jumanjis.
Watch both Jumanjis.
Jungle Cruise.
Doom. Jungle Cruise.
I saw this cut.
The Tooth Fairy.
I saw this image where it had like 4 different shots of like The Rock in like sweaty khaki, like pocketed shirts and stuff. It's like these are all 4 different movies.
Yeah.
Like one of them was Jumanji, one was Rampage, one was Jungle Cruise, and I can't remember what the other one was. The other one might
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Journey the number 2, the Center of the Earth.
Yeah.
Does The Rock make an appearance in the second Tooth Fairy movie?
I don't think he makes an appearance in the second one.
There's a second one?
Yeah, with Larry the Cable Guy.
The Cable Guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was trying to angle a way where you would have to watch the one with Larry the Cable Guy.
No. Listen, I'm going to have to watch The Scorpion King, so the pain is there already.
Hey, I like The Scorpion King.
Now,
You're the one.
It's it's dumb.
In The Scorpion King 2, is he replaced by Larry the Cable Guy?
No,
he's not. He's replaced by... He's a Power Ranger. Michael Coupon. He was in Time Force.
They got a great deal on him.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the third one had Billy Zane.
Had Billy Zane.
Had the Phantom.
Yeah.
And that jerk from Titanic.
He was the bombing Phantoms, yo.
Hey, I like the Phantom.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Like that era of like pop hero movies I loved. Like
the
that,
Phantom, the Shadow,
the Rocketeer.
The Rock who?
The Rocketeer.
That's a line from the movie, Josh.
Oh, right.
Someone says his name's the Rocketeer, and someone responds, the Rock-a-who?
It's been 30 years since I've seen that movie.
So what's this thing about Lower Decks and Strange New World crossing over?
So in Paramount's bit of San Diego Comic-Con, they released a bunch of Star Trek news, like Picard Season 3, or also the final season, yada yada.
They threatened us all with Season 3 of Picard.
So lower...
And everybody from Next Gen is going to make an appearance, with the exception of Wesley.
Somebody on Twitter, I think it was Jonan Vasquez, said that the posters showing all the characters from Next Gen being on it was like, they were like ransom notes for Paramount threatening these people.
Yeah, a little bit.
Threatening you that all of your friends from Next Gen are going to be on Picard.
Hey, it's got Michael Dorn as Worf again. I will watch
She's putting the head ridges back on.
Yeah, and white hair and a white goatee.
No, I heard he was actually playing I Am Weasel in in this season of Picard.
I forgot that was Michael Dorn.
He's also the son of Death in regular show. He's Thomas. Yeah. He's Thomas, the little baby demon.
Anyway, what's this Star Trek thing? Tell me about
Lower
the Star
Decks,
Treks.
In Lower Decks, I guess they're going to visit or do something with Deep Space Nine, which is fine because Deep Space Nine is a great series.
That's a good one. That's the one with the Cardassians, right?
Yep. And Quark running a bar.
Oh yeah,
the
Quark's
Ferengi,
bar.
the Ferengi bar.
Yep.
And there, it was kind of like a almost class reunion for next gen people because it has O'Brien and Worf.
Yeah.
And some of the
O'Brien had a much bigger part in Deep Space Nine, right?
He was head engineer of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, and they fleshed out his wife Kiko
And his whole backstory.
Yeah.
We should probably watch DS9.
I love DS9. Mm-hmm. And then when it gets into the Dominion War stuff,
that's
near
the one
end,
with Cisco, right?
Yes.
Oh, Cisco's nuts.
Oh yeah, and he punches Q in the face, and Q complains that Picard never hit him, and he's like, "I'm not Picard."
Cisco's nuts, and also the actor who portrayed Cisco is nuts.
True.
Yeah.
But Cisco, the character, kind of has a reason.
Oh, sure.
He blames Picard for the death of his wife.
Sure.
So anyway, so they're going to go to either in some form or fashion or reason they're going to go to Deep Space Nine.
They are also going to cross over with Strange New Worlds, which is wild because that show is not animated.
It's not animated, so
there is one episode where they're animating Strange New Worlds in the Lower Deck style.
Oh, is that what they're doing? Okay, I was going to say, are they
doing the whole episode, or are they just doing parts?
That I don't know.
That would be kind of wild to go from one scene that's live action to a cartoon.
I kind of wish they just let the Lower Deck actors play their characters.
That would be
live
great
action.
because they look.
Yeah, they basically look like.
Yeah.
Ooh, what if the whole episode's animated like Strange New Worlds, but then it turns out to be a holodeck simulation in Lower Decks?
I could see.
Oh, that would be kind of neat.
Kind of like at the end of Enterprise when Next Generation Riker and Troy are touring the NX-01.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, I almost forgot about that. I'm having like a surge of Star Trek remembrance from the 90s.
Also, here is your reminder that Lower Decks is an incredible show that everyone should watch.
It's the best Star Trek show currently available.
I know it looks like some kind of Rick and Morty knockoff, but trust me, it's so much better than that.
It does make some really deep cuts of Star Trek, and it kind of makes fun of Star Trek at the same time.
Speaking of which, the Orville is getting a new season.
I
It's
saw
coming out
that.
soon.
I
thought it
that.
was out.
It's either out now or coming very, very soon. Scott Grimes has been tweeting a lot about it. He's the redheaded guy on the Orville.
Orville is the best Star Trek show that's not Star Trek.
Also,
it's the best.
Also, Dolly Parton is either on Orville or Star Trek.
Orville.
It's Orville?
She's on Orville.
Yeah.
Which they've made reference to her actually several times on Orville, I believe.
Like
The Orville is just a flat out fantastic show.
It
it
is.
shows you what Seth MacFarlane can do when he cares about a project.
Yeah.
I think we've said this on the show before, but it almost feels like those first couple episodes of the Orville were him going to Fox and saying, "Hey, I'm making a jokey fake Star Trek," and then
Made the best Star Trek show.
He just after episode 3 or 4, it made a turn and it became actual next gen, and it was his backdoor way of sneaking in and doing an actual next gen. I mean, it still had some comedy in it, but it's not what the first couple episodes laid it out to be.
Yeah, because there was that whole drama with ex-wife BS and all that stuff.
Plus, they get over that.
They get over that pretty quick.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Last thing I want to mention, we just found this out here earlier and not too long ago. Max Headroom is getting a reboot or another series on AMC Network.
I don't know if you could even call it a reboot since it's the same guy.
Yeah, it's Matt Frewer. It's the actual Max Headroom.
Yeah.
That's great.
In our world of VTubers, it's the best time to bring back Max Headroom
because he basically is
the original VTuber.
Yeah. But it's great. I hope they don't just do the music video thing like they did when he was originally created. I hope it's like the actual show with Edison Carter and the slightly dystopic future where everyone's a little bit too glued to their television sets. because the show was great.
It's been so long since I watched it. I think I used to watch like bits and pieces of it when it was like on Sci-Fi Channel or something, or was it USA? Or
The show was great, and the made-for-TV British-only movie, Max Headroom 20 Minutes into the Future, is surprisingly raw.
It's like you said, Max head wound.
Well, that's how he becomes Max Headroom.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing is he was a news reporter who is gets some information that he shouldn't have.
And is
He's being
assaulted.
chased. He is riding a motorcycle out of a car park and cracks his head on a crossing guard arm that comes down. And it said Max Headroom on it, so they downloaded
Max Headroom.
Yes, so the bad guys downloaded his brain into a computer, but it was jumbled because he had a traumatic brain injury. So that's how you get Max Headroom, because that's the name that's the last thing he saw before he cracked his head. And then the show is about the very serious Edison Carter, played by Matt Frewer, and jokey, cartoony Max, also played by Matt Frewer in very heavy makeup, solving crimes. It's great.
And they solve crimes.
You know, I'm thinking back on this, like the way they made Max Headroom look, and it almost he looks like a character from Red Dwarf, another British sci-fi show.
Sure.
That android or whatever with the really angular
I know exactly
face.
what you're talking about. Even though I've only seen like one episode of Red Dwarf in my life.
They made him that angular because they tried to initially do it in primitive 3D animation and discovered that it was incredibly ugly and also cost prohibitive.
It would have looked exactly like that Money for Nothing.
It would have.
I was just gonna say it looked like that. It looked like that Weird Al music video.
Oh, the Beverly Hills. I was talking about the Dire Straits song.
video. Yeah, the actual song.
Yeah, but I more know the Weird Al.
Sure. But that's why it cost them less to put him
in makeup,
a bunch of makeup to make him look like a 3D animated thing.
And some like after production effects. We've hit time.
We have hit time, so we got to wrap things up for the week. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
If you're starved for news or you want more interaction, you can go find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon at Nerd Overload Now.
You can email us at staff@nerdoverload.com.
You can give us a call on that hot Nerd Overload hotline. The number is 586-372-8020. Leave us a message and we might play it on the show.
Hey, all right. You can also find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and more. And finally, I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Do you think David Pencil has a nemesis named like Mark Penn?